my Lord, look at this set.
This set is making me so emotional.
I don't know who it is that we hired to do all of this.
They're amazing at their job.
But they are fantastic. Look at the adorableness of this
so festive.
little bear.
Yeah.
Filled with chocolates.
Filled with chocolates and delicious treats for everybody.
Well, he had a lot of food for Christmas. That's why it's filled with so much joy.
That's right.
Well, I see that we're all dressed up.
Yes.
Everybody's
I'm all dressed up festively-wise.
Festive.
What the living crap.
It's the
you said,
traditional-
let's come with all the Christmas fare.
But Clayton misunderstood.
You know, you give me direction and I go, let's go.
I said it's time to bring in the Christmas, but we said, you know, it's just like the first Christmas episode of the season.
This is the first
So we
Christmas
can't.
episode.
Oh, my God.
Well, we did a toys episode, which was kind of
was
Christmassy.
touching Christmas.
You just didn't. Well, we had the only, and if
That's
you
the
can
new
tell us,
Hallmark film, Touching Christmas. Touching Christmas.
Christmas aside, we're not here to just talk about the holidays.
No.
We're here to talk about cinematic genius.
Trying to make a movie here, not a film.
We're here to talk about what could possibly be the greatest film of all time.
I am tired. I'm sick. I'm hungry. I'm angry. And I'm a little tingly
Preach.
with people saying that this film, because it's a Christmas film,
Yes.
isn't the greatest movie of all time.
Exactly.
People say Citizen Kane, I say nay, nay.
I said, oh, nay, nay.
Nor.
Citizen Kane, if it's in the North Pole candy cane, maybe.
Yes.
Citizen Candy Cane.
No, what film is the greatest film of all time?
Obviously, that film is called Christmas Vacation. And it is the greatest film of all time, bar none, no question. It's not the greatest Christmas film. I mean, it is. But it's also the greatest film of all time. And we're here to tell you why.
Who wants to take it first?
I'll go.
Clayton goes
Number
first.
one reason why Christmas Vacation is the finest film ever made beyond Citizen Kane is that it gets why Christmas is so freaking frustrating. And now I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Clayt, how could you be such a Scrooge? How could you be such a humbug? Christmas is the time of giving and receiving and having so much fun. Yes. But as a father and as a husband and as a son, the holiday season, tell me if I'm wrong, they are filled with really, really frustrating times.
Yes.
Like, okay, case in point, going outside to hang up the Christmas lights.
Got a little knot here. You work on that.
If only the kids and the spouses were to see the amount of craptitude that goes through our minds, our souls, our bodies, our muscles, the ladder. When we're up there trying to hang the stupid Christmas lights.
Utter craptitude.
The beautiful thing about this movie is that it digs into all the small little frustrations of the holidays and it blows it up completely. So when you see your life at Christmas vacation time, you go, I get it. And at least my life is not that bad.
All the small things. Yeah, basically.
Thank you, Blink.
Yeah, thank you, Blink.
It's an ideal example because if you think about it, right? So you'll hang up the Christmas lights and then you'll do the grumbling that you do as a dad after you've hung up the Christmas lights.
Yes.
Yeah.
And nobody else actually asked you to hang up the Christmas lights,
No.
right? Like it's one of those things where you want to do it.
You want to.
It is happening because Dad decided we're gonna have Christmas lights. And so you put up the Christmas lights because that's what you decided to do.
Exactly.
And then everybody's excited you put them up, but then you complain about it and grumble, and then your spouse fairly will be like, if it's such a pain, why are you doing it? And you're like, because I want to do it.
Exactly.
I hate that comment. It's like,
Exactly.
because you have to.
You have to do it. You have to do it.
And here's the thing that's so funny and so perfect about this movie. When he has the two chords and
Yeah.
the joy, the sheer happiness, the literal electricity running through his
Worth it.
body in that moment is exactly what it's like when the lights turn on and everyone comes outside. Kids, Ellen, family, get out here! The festivity you brought to the entire neighborhood because you put up lights.
he begins every film forgetting that the last was a disaster. And that's what Christmas does to us every year. And that's what this film perfectly captures, is that when Christmas approaches, we're surrounded by decorations right now. The three of us are already giddy. I'm already excited. I cannot wait. Yeah. Because right after you hit January 1st, it deletes from your brain. All frustration, every memory, every pain in the ass moment is gone. And all you're thinking is, I can't wait till next Christmas. And they return and you're like, this sucks every year. And that's what this movie perfectly shows, is that I want it to be perfect for everybody, but it's always hard.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that's really funny. You said that's like what women say about pregnancy.
Totally.
They'll have the baby, and then when they do the baby, they say, I'm never doing that again.
Never
and then,
doing this again in a
little
while.
A few months later, they're like, you know what? I would love to have another baby.
Christmas.
It's like, do you remember what it was like?
Christmas is the world's baby.
Christmas is the world's baby.
It's the Christ child.
Exactly. Baby Santa.
Every dad.
Baby Yoda.
Christmas Vacation teaches us that every dad births baby Jesus. During Christmas.
That's what happens. And then once it's over, you're like, I don't think I'll ever do that again. And by January 2nd, you're like, I can't wait until next Christmas.
Oh, man. And every single aspect of this movie, from the in-laws and his own parents coming over, his mother-in-law locking him in a freezing attic. Even Cousin Eddie going there and just touching that little...
It
just
like
falls apart.
Right apart. The expectation of money that you won't get. I mean, like, what is more painful at Christmas when you have in your mind that I've got this one thing that I can count on.
Yeah.
And without a doubt, whether it's like the car breaks down or something comes in and interrupts that, and you're like, Christmas is ruined.
Yeah,
it's ruined. This is
it's
just
gone.
Happens to all of us.
Right. And that hope that you're like, okay, I know exactly what I want to get for my family.
Yeah.
But it's just hinging on that one little check, and the check never comes.
It's a 1-year membership in the Jelly of the Month Club.
Oh, good.
Clark, that's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
Greatest film of all time. Sorry.
Greatest film of all time. Correct. You're not wrong.
I cut you off. It's so bad.
No, I understand the urge to just go, greatest film of all time.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes, we've been together traveling before, and you'll wake up you'll be sleeping, and you'll sit up and you'll just go, greatest film of all time.
Yeah.
And I know exactly what you've been dreaming of.
Yes.
Christmas Vacation. Of course. Yeah. Of course you have been.
Yeah.
They made many vacations, and unfortunately, Chevy's too old now, but like you could have gone on forever, because the notion of a family, specifically a dad, wanting everything to be perfect on a trip is universal.
Yes.
Always wanted to be perfect. And so when they touched on Christmas, it was the greatest one, because it was like the one vacation that's in your house.
Oh.
Right?
Oh,
You're not
that's
leaving.
so true.
You're not going anywhere.
You're stuck.
But you are planning all year round that this is the time, this is the moment, and when it goes wrong, it's on your turf.
And people invade your space.
Totally.
Woof.
I love you guys, though. I love you, my family, so much. And I love that you'll let me come over for Christmas, or you come visit us on Christmas as well.
I mean, yeah, I love you too.
All right, so number two. Number two reason why I think this is the greatest film of all time is they are unafraid to go to absolute Looney Tunes logic.
Yes.
And this is the sledding scene.
Yeah.
The sledding scene. They got the nice metal sled going down the hills, and he's with the kids, and he's like, oh, you want to know how to make this thing go really fast?
This is a new non-caloric silicone-based kitchen lubricant my company's been working on. It creates a surface 500 times more slippery than any cooking oil.
In a comedy like this, you can go broad.
Mm-hmm.
You can go big. You can have you go down the hill on the sled and you tumble and people laugh and it's hilarious. You can have that Benny Hill.
Yeah.
You can
or like a 60s Disney film.
You can have,
you're like, oh, that's fun.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Out of
Bastard, you're skiing backwards.
But what if you go to the place that we can't go in reality, but we can go to the place that cartoons can go? He sits down and like a rocket and just burns a hole in the bottom of this thing. And when I saw that, I went, they had a moment here while putting this together, and they thought, should we? we should. And they did. And it's why.
Crashes into a Walmart.
Bingo.
It's one of the greatest films of all time.
And then Eddie shows the sled later on. There's lots of moments like that when he fixes the newel post.
Fix the newel post!
When they want to get the Christmas tree in the very beginning of the movie, they forgot the saw to cut down the dang tree.
Did you bring a saw?
They just pull it out by its roots, apparently.
That is that bananas place they go.
Immediately before that, he's like, Audrey.
Isn't it a beaut, Audrey?
She'll see it later, honey. Her eyes are frozen.
It's just it's not I know even the destroying of the Christmas tree, right? Like the fact that he's smoking a cigar, he drops the match behind his ass, and then you hear
amazing.
And what was the thing that fueled the whoosh?
Fart gas.
Old man fart gas.
Old man fart gas.
It is an ugly tree anyway.
At least it's out of its misery.
The blessing.
The blessing.
So it takes a crazy time like the holidays and turns it into a cartoon.
Yeah. That's
Absolutely.
it. That's it. Even in the beginning where he's in the road rage moment and he slides right underneath a giant truck.
Dad?
Thank God we're all right!
Clark, we're stuck under a truck.
Do you honestly think I don't know that?
I remember my children watching this movie for the first time and just being like, what is going on? That would kill you. And I'm like, yeah.
Yes, it would.
Yes, it would.
All right.
Number 3.
Number 3 is dialogue.
Dialogue.
It's a funny squeaky sound.
You couldn't hear a dump truck driving through a nitroglycerin plant.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Kiss my ass. Kiss his ass. Kiss your ass. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. The dialogue in this film
is perfect.
Is endless. 'Tis the season to be merry.
Well, that's my name.
I can't see the line, can you, Russ?
Can't see the line, can you, Russ?
No.
His breakdown monologue is the moment that every dad has had.
And I want to look him straight in the eye, and I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is. Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
What can the dad do to make his family's life perfect?
Totally.
And what hell does the dad deal with in that process?
Yes.
And Christmas Vacation is
it's the top.
It's the top of that.
It's absolutely perfect.
Right? And I think that monologue, that moment where he's just screaming and losing his mind, and then stupid cousin Eddie takes it literally and then actually brings the boss. This is what's Looney Tunes.
Yes.
Brings the boss in.
I love that part.
Oh my
I
gosh.
love that part.
With a big ribbon on his head.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, Clark. You about ready to do some kissing? Huh?
What's so great about that part, and what I love about that part too, is that like that's the brother-in-law who's the annoying character, right? The one that you're like, why would anybody bring this around? But actually, that effort that is so Looney Tunes, you kind of go, that's great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It ends up saving the day.
Saves the day. Like the one guy that you would completely write off as the worst family member hears this in the most cartoon way and goes, okay, I'm going to go kidnap him. And it ends up being the thing that solves the problem.
Yes.
So in complete cartoon fashion, they put the most bonkers choice is what ends up making everything A-okay.
And that has like everything in it. You've got the Looney Tunes aspect of it. The line that the Mrs. Shirley says, he was a
huge, beastly, bulging man.
Bulging man.
Wearing a blue leisure suit, and the plates were from Kansas.
He just has this conversation with his dad earlier, and that's another thing also to think about. When you get to be a grandpa, Well, it switches around. Oh. You don't have to read the night before Christmas if you don't want to.
Yeah.
You know, it's your Christmas. You do it, right?
Yeah.
But why were all of our Christmases such a wreck? Well, I had a lot of help.
I had a lot of help from Jack Daniels.
That's such a great moment.
Right? Yeah. Like it's this beautiful conversation between father and son, and you see it's like, because it's what you do.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
It was always a mess.
Yeah. That's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point. You make it a mess so that it's not for anyone else.
Yeah.
So that everybody else can have the perfect time.
Yeah.
And that's the goal, I think, of every true dad who loves being a dad, who's always wanted to be a dad, and who freaks out about doing the things that dads do. That's all you really want.
Yeah.
Is for everybody to have that perfect time you remember when you were a kid.
Well said.
And even if you have to cut down the newel post, get stuck in the friggin' attic, get frozen outside, get the wrong Christmas tree, have it lit on fire, we then cut down the maple roof. He cuts down the neighbor's tree and destroys their house.
Well, where are you going to find a tree at this hour on Christmas Eve?
It's not going in our front yard, Russ.
It's going in our living room.
You go through all of this just like increasing amount of hell until eventually the SWAT team shows up and breaks down all of your windows.
Freeze! Not you, them.
It literally destroys their entire house.
It's one thing after another, after another, after another. It's like you can't, you literally slide his, how can it get any worse, you Ellen?
We're at the threshold of hell!
So really, this movie is kind of about fatherhood, I think.
They all are. That's Vacation.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's about, they're all they're all about fatherhood.
Yeah.
Every vacation movie is about what dad does to make the greatest time possible for his kids.
Yes.
And it is
And
a
how it
nightmare
goes wrong.
the entire time.
And that's why we love it.
Yes.
And that's why dads in particular grow to love it even more. You can love the movie just in general, but when you become a father, it's twice as good.
And it's a bit of a relief, right?
Yeah.
Because for us, the thing that's noble about being a dad is it's not a wonderful time if you suffer the way Clark Griswold was suffering.
Right.
If you act the way Clark Griswold was acting, then the whole thing would be messed up. It would be ruined.
Yeah.
So you don't.
Yeah.
As a dad, you suffer in
You
silence
suck it in.
through those moments, and you just chin up. This is a great time, and you get it done.
Yeah.
But for Clark, he gets to do what you're thinking.
Yeah. And that's why it's cathartic. That's why it's so fun.
And then one day, you will have a Christmas for your kids, and you'll come talk to mom and dad, and you'll be like, why is this so hard?
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
That's how it goes. But you'll forget.
Because perfect things are supposed to be hard.
Absolutely.
The best thing about this movie is that it ends so beautifully well.
The very last line of the movie is the point of it.
I did it.
I did it.
That's it.
It gives you that hope of you know what? You're going to be okay. Yeah. It's going to be just fine. And it gets you right in the dad zone of yes, it's going to be okay.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why Christmas Vacation is the greatest film of all time.
All time. No
Absolutely.
doubt.
No doubt.
The dialogue, the pacing, the shots, the cast, the crew, the whole dang thing. It's perfect.
Jeremiah Chechik.
Is that the writer?
He's the director.
John Hughes is the writer.
John Hughes, right? That's right. I knew
Jeremiah
that.
Chechik is probably the most hosed director in the history of studio films.
Yeah.
Because that guy was given an impossible job to direct that movie with Chevy Chase towards the end of his powers and knowing it and acting like a total and complete the entire film.
Yeah.
Not making it easy. Christopher Columbus was supposed to direct it, and he turned it down because he's like, I cannot work with this person.
Cannot work with Chevy again.
Yeah. So Chris Columbus then, because he chose not to, went on to be Chris Columbus.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Chechik got the job, took the job, somehow nailed it. When the relatives come and it's ding dong, ding dong. The first time I ever heard Mele Kalikimaka was in the scene where he's looking in the
well,
window.
that by the way.
She was a Betty.
Full on Betty there, mate.
Lovely.
Yeah. Can't see the lines, can you, Russ?
I can't, Dad. I can't.
I love it.
So a little shout out to Jeremiah for making the greatest film of all time and never
done.
getting any credit.
Thank you, Jeremiah.
Well done. I'm glad we gave him a shout out. He
Absolutely.
And
well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the holiday season. We don't really care what Christmas movie you think is the best movie ever made. This is the best movie ever made.
Or what movie you think is the best?
Been decided.
Exactly.
But if you feel like commenting and saying something about movies that you love at Christmas time, that's fine too.
That's fine. But it's always about this movie.
But you can tell us about your movie. But this is the only movie we care about.
And by the way, it is undisputed, even if you dispute it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, I'm so ready.
To strap in.
I'm ready.
I'm strapped.
For your Christmas catapult.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for your catapult. This is one example for me of why this movie is so perfect.
It is.
It's the best ending. It's so sweet.
It's Santa Claus. What? What's wrong? What's your dad doing? What? Daddy, Clark, it's Santa Claus.
No, it's the Christmas star. That's all that matters tonight. Not bonuses or gifts or turkeys or trees. See, kids, it means something different to everybody. Now I know what it means to me.
That ain't the Christmas star, Grizz.
Should have
It's a
ended
light
there.
of the sewage treatment plant.
But it didn't.
Sewer gas.
The second time.
Don't drop that!
And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting.
And how do you end it?
And then in perfect Looney
And
Tunes,
Bethany.
in perfect Looney Tunes fashion, absolute cartoon.
Santa flying through the sky.
Oh,
Does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
play ball.
G'day, everybody!
G'day, everybody. Merry Christmas season.
Merry Christmas season.
Spiral upwards,